Hey lovelies, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chris, aka the Fairy Fro Mother. Twists are protective styles that are low tension, low manipulation, low maintenance, and they're easy to wear. They provide easy access to your hair when moisturizing. Today, we'll be looking at how protective or destructive twists can be. Don't go anywhere. My hair is a free and joyous expression of whom I am as I dare to be different. Natural hair is an outward expression of inner strength and self love. Wearing my natural hair is a declaration of power, love, uniqueness, and identity. I celebrate the power in my curls and the beauty of my roots. Consistent self care rituals contribute to the overall health of my hair. I embrace protective styles that encourage healthy growth and minimize damage. I am mindful of the products I use, choosing those that support growth and vitality. As I care for my hair, I am cultivating a radiant and flourishing crown. Now, twists. How beneficial are they? They are low tension. With twists, your hair's moisture is locked in for much longer. You can re-moisturize your hair as you want, depending on the size of your twists. You can choose to take each one down to re-moisturize or re-moisturize them as they are. Which brings me to the reason I'm making this video today. Someone left me a message to, clarify her. She said she watched a video where someone was saying that twists is not a protective style. That in fact, it is the opposite of being a protective style. And her reason was that when locticians are about to lock a person's hair, they start off with twists. And then as the months go by, from 6 months, the hair begins to lock up. It could even be before 6 months, the hair begins to lock up. I actually watched the video myself too because somehow it popped up on my feed. So she also went ahead to say that people install twists and then they end up washing their hair, doing the whole wash day process with the twists. She was referring to the twists that were installed. These twists were not taken down first to detangle. They just washed, deep conditioned, and did all the whole wash day process in that twist. And then they still go ahead, they go on wearing those twists. And so all of these make the hair start to form tangles. And then they start wrapping, themselves around each other and start to lock up. She really stressed the fact that locticians use twists to start locks. And so, for these reasons, twists are bad and damaging for natural hair. Hair locking is a process where natural hair mats and forms rope like strands called locks. Now, here are the different ways locks can be created or formed. Twisting. Now, the loctician sections the hair and twists, they do two strand twists, and then over time, these twists will lock. They can also start locks with braids or single plaits when you are doing it with just natural hair. I prefer to call it single plaits. right? Individual pleats. Now, the hair is sectioned and then it is plaited or braided. And then over time, these braids will lock. It doesn't matter whether it is twists or braids. If you neglect your hair, it will start to lock up. If you neglect your hair in these styles, it will start to lock up. Coiling. They also use comb or fingers to create tight coils in the hair. And if these are left in over time, again, they start to lock up. There's also the free forming technique where they allow the hair to naturally tangle and mat without manipulation. If this hair is left in this state for a long time, it will lock up. So then, from what I've just said, it appears that it's not only twists that can be used to start locks. Does it then mean that people shouldn't wear single plaits? Does it mean that people shouldn't wear finger coils? Does it mean that people shouldn't wear their hair loose? Because if you wear your hair loose, you don't look after it, you leave it like that, they will start to wrap themselves around each other and start matting, and before you know it, they are locking up. Twists cannot be termed damaging to the hair just because it is used to start locks. Haven't you watched, if you haven't seen physically, haven't you watched where a stylist is struggling and spends hours to take down cornrows just because they were left in for so long as 8 months? They start to mat up. And in that situation, it is really difficult to detangle. You have to take time, use products, and be careful with detangling. That is also termed locking, right? The strands are already locking up. Now, here are the situations where twists can get, matted and messy. One, if you wear your twists for more than 2 months, it is possible that your hair will begin to mat and then lock up, depending on your hair type. Depending on the type of hair that you have and the way that your hair behaves, it is possible that if you wear your hair for more than 2 months, it will start to lock up. Two, if you wash your hair in the twists that you've been wearing as protective style. What I mean is this: you install your twists, you wear them for like a month, and then you decide that you're going to wash them, right? You don't take them down, you don't do detangling, you don't do any of that. No pre-pull. You don't detangle. You just go ahead, you wash your twists, you deep condition in those twists, you moisturize, and then you wear them for another 3 weeks or even another month. And then you decide to wash again, or you decide to take them down. It is possible that those twists have started to mat up and lock up. You cannot do that to your hair if your intention was not to start locks. I've gotten questions from people a lot of times asking if they can wash their hair in their twist styles. I'm like, no. I advise that you take your twists down. First, detangle properly, and then you can proceed to your normal wash day routine. Because if you try to do that, your hair will start attempting to lock up. Three, if you wear your twists without remoisturizing them, they will start to dry out and attempt to start matting up. I always say if your twists are chunky, you can afford to take each one down, remoisturize, and twist it back up. If your twists are mini to medium sized ones, then You can re-moisturize in sections as they are. Just be careful the way you massage in your products when you are re-moisturizing your twists as they are. Don't be rough or harsh on your hair. Don't do it vigorously. You have to be gentle as you massage in the product. If not, the hair will start to tangle around each other and they will get matted. Let me show you what I mean. You want to re-moisturize your twists as they are. Then you take a section and you apply your products, and then you are doing this and your grip is tight. No, your hair might start tangling around each other. You will not realize at the time. You will not realize at that time. It is when you want to take that twist down, when you have decided to take it down, that is when you realize what you did. It is better to do this when you, after applying your products, do this. You are massaging it, but you are being careful with your twist. You are being careful with your hair strands. Do this instead of doing the pre-enhanced method when you are re-moisturizing all your twists at the same time. This method is better. Okay? Please note that if you do the pre-enhanced method and the pressure or the tension is much, you will end up getting your hair matted. Again, depending on the kind of hair that you have. Please note that if you must do the pre-enhanced method when you still have your twists and you're re-moisturizing all of your twists, you have to loosen your grip. Don't let it be tight. Instead, you do it this way. Okay? 4, you didn't install your twists properly. When installing your twists, avoid as much as you can borrowing hair. Avoid as much as you can borrowing hair. Okay? This will really help to keep your strands to stay on their own. When you borrow hairs too frequently, there is a higher tendency for your hairs to begin to wrap themselves around one another. So try not to borrow hairs when you are twisting. Try to section the hair equally before you start twisting. Now here's what you can do. If you're braiding the roots before you start to twist, divide the section that you want to twist into 2 equal parts. Then take one of those parts and divide it again into 2. Then braid. You will feel the smaller sections. You will know the ones that are the smaller sections. So before you start twisting, you bring those smaller sections will be on one hand. Then you start to twist. I've shown in a couple of videos how I twist the girl's hair, right? I showed in one of those videos how I twist. Okay, so if you do the section in that way, you are sure that the hair is equal and you wouldn't do borrowing. You may not even have to borrow. Even if you have to borrow, it will not be all the time. Okay. 5, you don't protect your twists at night or during downtimes. The importance of wearing your satin bonnets or satin scarves at night cannot be overemphasized. The friction between your hair and the fabric will cause tangles and matting if you continue to lie down without protecting your hair. Now, at downtimes, when you are watching the news or you're watching a movie and you lie down in the living room and your hair is not protected, remember to wear your bonnet or scarf at these times. This preserves your hair's moisture and prevents tangle. Now, that being said, I don't see why anyone should generalize things like this. If twists are destructive, then so are single plaits. Finger curls will also be destructive. So we shouldn't wear twists, we shouldn't wear single plaits, we shouldn't wear finger curls. We shouldn't even leave our hairs out because here's the thing, all of these styles need to be maintained. The hair needs to be taken care of while we wear these styles. Okay? Not just saying that twists are destructive, because twists are not the only way to install locks. And then they say they studied it in school. That's what they were taught. Who told you that the theory that you were taught, that everything is correct about that theory? And then they tell us not to put oil in our hair. They tell us not to moisturize our hair. I mean, people like me are a practical example. We're doing the practicals here. People are growing their hairs using twists. A lot of women have grown out their hairs using twists. Okay, and have mentioned the ways that twists can become destructive. So then, if you are not handling your twists in those ways, then you are on the right path. Twists are amazing. For me, it's the best protective style and very natural hair friendly. So share your thoughts in the comment section. What are your experiences with twists? Has twists served you? As for me, I am a twisted natural and it's been a fruitful journey with twists. I appreciate you all for being here. Thank you so much for watching. Share this video with your friends and family so that they too can learn how to nurture and grow out their natural hair. I'll see you on my next one. Bye-bye.